From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Asheville, North Carolina was touted as a climate haven, a place to escape the worst ravages of extreme weather. But Hurricane Helene's deadly path of destruction revealed that the North Carolina city, like any in America, was never really safe. It's just that memories are short and the reach of the climate crisis is consistently underestimated. Kathy Dello, North Carolina's state climatologist, said that if you live in a place that can rain, you live in a place that can flood. After Hurricane Helene made landfall in Florida as a Category 4 hurricane, it raged northward and inflicted widespread devastation across 6 states, killing more than 230 people. Asheville, home to about 95,000 people, lies decimated. Highways are torn up and power lines strewn like spaghetti. People are struggling to access food, water, and electricity. Residents have likened Helene's aftermath to a war zone. Officials have described it as post-apocalyptic. It's all a far cry from the image that some media outlets, real estate agents, and residents painted of Asheville, located hundreds of miles from the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico, a place relatively safe from the climate extremes affecting other parts of the U.S. Jesse Keenan, Associate Professor of Sustainable Real Estate and Urban Planning at Tulane University, said that so-called climate migrants have long been arriving in Asheville from places like California, Arizona, and the coastal Carolinas. In online forums discussing where to escape heat, floods, and fire, Asheville consistently came up. One poster wrote back in 2019 that they didn't want to be in a place that has constant threat of natural disasters that will destroy our property, so we are planning on moving to the Asheville area. Even the climate experts who call Asheville home believed they were insulated from the worst risks. But in a world reshaped by human-caused global warming, no place is truly safe, and Helene had the fingerprints of climate change all over it. The hurricane formed and traveled over the exceptionally warm waters of the Gulf, which allowed it to really juice up and grow. A warmer atmosphere can also hold more water, allowing it to wring out more torrential rain. A rapid climate analysis published by scientists from Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory found fossil fuel pollution caused over 50% more rainfall in parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. It's also estimated that global warming made the rain in these regions 20 times more likely. In some ways, this scenic swath of western North Carolina was primed for catastrophe. Much of Buncombe County is shaped like a bowl, meaning torrential rain can quickly funnel down and inundate neighborhoods. It's a mountainous area, and the hill slopes are very steep. It doesn't take a lot of rain to cause a landslide. Asheville, in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains and at the intersection of 2 major rivers, the French Broad and the Swannanoa, is vulnerable to flooding, as a long history attests. In 1916, back-to-back hurricanes dumped relentless rain on Asheville and other parts of western North Carolina, triggering biblical flooding that washed away houses and killed around 80 people. Almost exactly the same scenario played out in 2004, when tropical storms Ivan and Francis tracked along the Appalachians. Both systems concentrated their highest rainfall on western North Carolina, killing 11 people. More recently, Tropical Storm Fred caused catastrophic flooding in 2021, prompting a major disaster declaration. A recent First Street report found parts of North Carolina devastated by Helene could now experience a once-in-100-year flood every 11 to 25 years. But while Helene may have undone the idea of a climate-safe city, Tulane's Keenan does not believe it will ultimately dampen people's desire to move there. In a tragic twist, disasters like hurricanes kind of clean the slate for developers and investors to come from outside and buy up properties relatively cheaply to redevelop into denser, more expensive homes. There's also the sense that there's nowhere to go. The risks are everywhere. That's all for now. For more stories and regional forecasts, visit AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, including a hurricane tracker, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day, be safe, and I'll be back tomorrow with more weather news.